Okay, what are we all going to do when this lockdown's over? Well, you might try some of the Irish Photo Rally points maybe. This video here now is about getting someone else's GPX file and importing it into your Sat Nav, but maybe editing it a bit before you go. And there's a great site. If I go to Irish Photo Rally, let's have a look. Yeah, here we are. And this site encourages you to go around Ireland and just visit these places. Now, they're not anything spectacular specifically. It could be a letterbox by the side of the road or just a bridge somewhere, but it's just encouraging you to get out and about and explore Ireland. Brilliant, brilliant website. But I'm going to use this as an example of what I can do with planning software in my Sat Nav. And so the first thing I need to do is download the file. So here it is, the GPX file. That's gone to my download folder, normal folder. And then what I'm going to do is go to my route app, which is my planning software. Okay, and I'm going to, I think I've created a folder, routes, photo rally, yeah, okay. So now I'm going to import that GPX file that I just downloaded from the Irish Photo Rally website. I'd encourage you to go to that web page and find out about the rally, how it came about, and it's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea to encourage you to get out and about. So let's upload that route. Choose the file. There it is, 2020. You can rename it if you want to, but I'll leave it as it is. Import, and here we are. Here's my file. Click on that. And here's my rally points. There's one up to about 27, is it? Let's have a look. The points are on the side as well. Yeah, 27. So it's only going to take me 41 hours and 40 minutes to complete the Irish Photo Rally points, and at a mere 3,134 kilometers. Okay, a bit much for one day or even a couple of days. So let's say, I'm going to say I live in Galway. Let's say I live in Galway, and I'm going to choose a number of these to do. So I'm going to go the southwest. So I'm going to choose 14, 16, 17, 15, 19, and 18. I'm saying, right, this is where I'm going. Now I'm using the default open street maps here for my route app. You don't need to be subscribed to use this software. You can use it free of charge. When you do subscribe though, you get the Google Maps, TomTom Maps, and the Garmin Maps as well, which give you some extra features. And when you're planning a route with this software, if you have the TomTom map up, so I'll change it to TomTom map, when it plans a route here, it plans it as your Sat Nav device would. So that's how TomTom would view it. But if you're just looking to say, see how long it will take you to get between a few points, and you don't want to use a Sat Nav, that's fine as well. It's handy for doing that. So I'm gonna stay on the TomTom map for now, and I'm going to say, right, okay, I'm interested in these 6 points here. So I need to delete a pile of points. Now I can either delete them one at a time on the map, in your own time. One, delete. Yep, there we go. Or I can start doing them from the waypoint list on the left-hand side. So I'm going to do it that way. I just need to be careful. You can see they're renumbering themselves on the way down. I need to make sure I don't get anywhere near the ones I'm interested in. Getting close. Right, I'm not doing number one, so I can delete that one. So these are the ones I'm interested in, so I need to get rid of these ones up here. So I'll start deleting from the bottom. A few more to go. Cool, there we are. So these are the 6 points I'm interested in doing. So that's 11 hours and 3 minutes and 700 kilometers. So, well, okay. Let's say I said I lived in Galway, so that's not going to be my full time. So I need to put down my home route. So let's say I don't know, 11 High Street, Galway. I live 11 High Street. I don't even know if there is 11 High Street. Yeah, there is, 11 High Street, Galway. And I'll just rename that home. Confirm. There we are. Oh, I tell you what. No, I tell you what. I'm going to live on O'Brien's Bridge. I'm going to be a hobo living on O'Brien's Bridge. Home. Oh, I just parked my bike there. No, yeah. Okay, 7. So I've got to get rid of my point 8 because it doesn't exist. So this is my home point. Now, I'm going to drag that to the, oh, I missed it. I'm going to drag that to the top because that's where I'm going to be starting from. Now, if I go back and look at the map, okay, this is my route here. So we're now up to 12.5 hours. And of course, when I get to the 7th point, the last point, I also need to get home as well. So I need to put another waypoint back home. So say somewhere like this. I can call it end, whatever I like, end, confirm. So here's my route in total then. Now, 16 hours, 9 minutes and 1,090 kilometers. But one of the things you can do with My Route app, if you have the gold version, the one you subscribe to, your TomTom lets you do things like, say, avoid motorways, take a windy route, take a hilly route, this type of thing. And you can see this in this toolkit here. So avoid toll roads, highways, they mean motorways. This is Dutch software, they call the motorways highways. And all the usual Sat Nav type stuff. But when you're using this software, if your Sat Nav itself is not set to avoid motorways, when you download this route we're doing here to your Sat Nav, it'll be different from this, and the time will be different. Because if you say you're allowing motorways on your Sat Nav and you're saying you're not allowing them on this planning software, the two will be different. Now it doesn't matter. It's great because but if you set them the same, so if you know you're going to not use motorways, and why would you, do it now at this stage. So 17 hours and 5 minutes, it's slightly different. And again, in the TomTom, you can do things like increase the hilliness, increase the windingness. So if I go for a highly winding road, look, we're 17 hours, 5 minutes at the moment, but if I go for a high windy road, okay, hilliness and windiness can only be set for routes shorter than 900 kilometers. Okay, we'll try that when we do something else. I know what to do there. So, right, 17 hours, 5 minutes. Ooh, I'm not that much of an iron butt. So what do I want to do? Well, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to split my route somewhere in the middle. So let's say I've only got 2 days. So I'm going to have one overnighter, so 17 hours. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 9 hours the first day. So I'm not going out Friday night then, because it's an early start Saturday. Right, 9 hours. Let's look somewhere on the left here. So it's 7 hours to 0.5 in Waterford, and 10 hours to this point down here, 0.6. So I tell you what, I'll stay somewhere near Cork. That'll be my overnighter, somewhere in Cork. Now, so you can find your whatever, your local hotel, campsite, whatever it is. So let's say I found a campsite right next to Cork Airport. So on my route there, so there's my campsite. I'm going to call it campsite. Confirm. And it's added that stop, but it might be out of sync. No, it's had the intelligence enough to know that it's between 5 and 6, 5 and 7, so it's labelled it 6. So that's my overnight stop. What you want to do though is, when you download these routes to your sat nav, you don't want these big mad routes, these 17,500 kilometre routes, because if something goes wrong with it, you lose everything. So what we can do with the My Route app Gold Edition is we can split this route. So split the route. Where do I want to split it? Well, I'll tell you, I'll split it at my campsite. So this is going to be, I'll give them something I'll recognise, Irish Photo Rally Day 1 Southwest. Caps lock. Here, finger, come on. Right. Irish Photo Rally Day 2 Southwest. Okay, split. These routes have been successfully split. Go to my routes to check them out. Okay, so I'll go back to my routes. Here they are now, day 1, day 2. So I'll pick up day 1. So my day 1 is now 8 hours 22 minutes and 477 kilometers. And that's avoiding motorways. Let's see if it changes much if I allow motorways. Unclick that. Okay, it's reduced it by about 45-50 minutes, allowing the use of motorways. But look, that's not really in the spirit of things, so we wouldn't do that, would we? So no, we'll still say, but let's say, look, you're tight for time. You got up late, you had a bit of a skim for the night before, and didn't start quite as early as you expected to. Maybe you could allow yourself to do a little bit of motorway. So let's avoid motorways again. So we're back to our 8 minutes 22. So this is my route. And you go, okay, that's great, but I tell you what, I don't want to go to point 2 first. I want to go to point 4 first. Let's say you want to modify your route. Well, you could just go to your waypoint list on the left-hand side. So let's say I want to move 2 and 4 around. So I could just take 4, but 3 and 4. Let's say I want to go 1, 2, this one and this one, then around. What difference does that make? Well, I can just drag my waypoints around here on the left-hand side. Oh, wow, that's added 45 minutes. Now, there might be a reason why you want to do that specifically. You're meeting someone up, somewhere along the route or something like that. But that's allowing you to muck around with it and say, well, what difference does this make? So we go, okay, no, I'm gonna put those back. I don't like that. So I need to put 3 and 4 back. So I'll switch those back over. There we are. Here's my 4, all my waypoints up to my campsite at the end of day 1. And as I say, if you have a Garmin or a TomTom, just set your map to the map that your device uses. So here we are. If we have a Garmin, let's see what choices we get with the Garmin. This is how a Garmin will map it. And let's see what you can change on a Garmin. Okay, you can avoid the same stuff. So you can avoid motorways. That added about half an hour avoiding motorways with Garmin there. I mean, they should be similar, but Garmin and TomTom do map slightly differently. So, but I'm going to go back to TomTom because that's what I use. But as I say, you could use the OpenStreetMaps and just use this to plan and not create a GPX file and not download it to your sat nav. You could just use this to plan. What I would say as well is once you have done this and downloaded it to your sat nav, the waypoints may be fairly meaningless. So you probably want a copy when you go to the Irish Photo Rally. If I have a look at the map, there's a description of the points. So Marconi Monument, Ballycastle Harbour, Burr Point, some of them like the old schoolhouse, for instance, here, and some directions. Maybe take those with you because it might not be obvious what it is you're supposed to take a photograph of when you get there. Because as I say, they're not all just castles and stuff like that. So anyway, what map was I on? Okay, I'm on my TomTom map. Great. Okay. Cancel. If you click anywhere on the screen, it thinks you're trying to put down a waypoint. Just press cancel if you do that accidentally. So I'm on 8 hours 22, 477 kilometers, avoiding motorways. What do I need to do now? That's that route done, I think. So I'll leave that route where it is. Let's go and have a look at day 2. Day 2. I'm on my TomTom maps for my Sat Nav. Going okay, we're 9 hours 23 day 2. Adding motorways might not change that much. I'm not sure there's any motorways around these neck of the woods. So let's say, okay, that's great, but you know, I just want to modify that slightly. I know I'm going to the Photo Rally points, but I want to maybe go down to, is it Bear Island, is it down here? Let's have a look. Yeah, Bear Island. Let's say, look, I want to go and have a look at Bear Island, or maybe go to the end of this peninsula. So what I can do is add some waypoints. So I want to go down, not that waypoint, go down this coast road here, confirm. I want to go all the way to the end, confirm, and go the northern side of the peninsula on the way back, confirm. Now this will have put some waypoints in for me, but they're a bit mixed up. So, oh look, this has got me going down 5, 6, but then going back on the same road to get to 7. So I need to put another waypoint in to force that route up there a bit. But first off, I need to reorder these because look, I'm starting off my campsite here. I added these waypoints and it thinks I'm adding them to the end of my journey, and it's created a massive journey. So I need to change these waypoints. So number 5 needs to be number 3. Let that do its calculation. Number 6 needs to be number 4. This is easy done. Number 7 needs to be number 5. Cool. And I'm going to add another waypoint because I want to force it to go down this coast road here. So this wants to be number 5 once I've added it. 8 wants to be number 5. Oh, I missed, I didn't pick it up. There we are. That's forced me around that peninsula there. So I've got my day 2. I've got my photo rally points, and I've extended my trip slightly to take in this peninsula here because that's what I decided to do. Well, how much difference did that make to my journey? Well, I'm now on 11 hours, 9 minutes and 648 kilometers. Yeah, I'm gonna have a sore bum. But look, it's doable if you're in the frame of mind, but you know what you can do in a day. Maybe you might take an extra Monday or a Friday off and split this second day here. It just depends what you're doing and how many waypoints you're doing. So that's my day 2 finished. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that as is. So now I just need to save it. Now I'm going to save this as an ITN route because I have a TomTom. You would save it in the different format if you had a Garmin. So day 2 software, download complete. That's just in my standard default download folder on my browser. Now I need to go back to day 1 and do the same thing. Day 1, save as, ITN route, it's downloaded. So if I look at my download folder now, Irish Photo Rally day 1 and day 2. That's great. So all I need now is to turn on my Sat Nav, and once that powers up, it'll be seen, it'll ask me, you're connected to the computer, do you want to import? And I'm connected to my PC via the USB cable the Sat Nav came with. Not all USB cables work, they can be slightly different, so try and use the USB cable that came with your Sat Nav. Now, once my Sat Nav powers up, what I'm going to do is, it'll ask me, it'll see I'm connected to my computer, import routes, so I'll press import routes, and I'll show you this in the next clip. I'll just go through it again. Import routes, and then my 550, as you can see, has appeared now here. So now I just need to take these 2 files, copy. Here's my SD card in my TomTom 550. That's where I store my routes. paste. Right, now, Irish Photo Rally Day 2 and Day 1. Those files are on the SD card in my TomTom 550. So let's show you what happens then after that. Right, so as I said, when I plugged in my TomTom, it powered up. It noticed I was connected to my PC. And in the bottom right hand corner, just down here, it says import routes. And that's when it said, okay, use your computer's file browser to copy the routes onto your device. That's what I've just done. So now if I say done, that's the PC, the Sat Nav disconnected from the PC. Now, okay, I can see my two routes, Irish Photo Rally Day 1, Southwest, and Day 2. So I select those routes to import, import, all done. Okay. Now I just go, whoops, I just go to knock my camera over. So now, menu, my routes, Irish Photo Rally Day 1, just calculating. Now you notice here, it's saying finding the most winding route, includes ferries, car shuttles, change. So it's saying here, it's going to take me 9 hours and 47 minutes and 483 kilometers. So that's about 3/4 an hour longer than I had on my planning software. So what's the story there? Well, you might have noticed briefly in the top there, it was saying that it was finding a winding route. So the preferences you have set in your Sat Nav override any preferences you had when we were using the planning software. I mentioned that earlier. So we'll go here and go to the setup, settings, route planning, right. Always take the fastest route. So I'm going to change that to fastest route, but we're still going to avoid motorways and toll roads. We go back, back, back. So now, yeah, look, it's back down to 8 hours 38, much closer to what we had in the planning software. So now if I press ride now, what would happen is, I'm actually over in the east. It would actually try and navigate here up to the first waypoint, which is my home side. But that's great. So anything I do here now in my setup in the route planning affects this route. And you can do it halfway through the route. If you decide halfway through the route, oh, actually, look, I'm running tight for time, it's getting dark, whatever it is, I want to take a motorway, you can. And it'll just change that route plan between the waypoints. So look, we're down to 7 hours 58 minutes there. But as I said, you could do that halfway through the route while you're on the go. So that's it. That's taken someone else's GPX file, customizing it to suit yourself. The Irish Photo Rally was a great example of a big file to use with lots of waypoints. So, you know, next time if you're doing the Northwest, you just do something similar, but just choose the waypoints in the Northwest. So it's a great thing. So go and have a look at the Irish Photo Rally website if you want ideas to do that. But that's how you can use it. Plan a route that you've customized for yourself, and off you go. Now we just need to end the lockdown so we can do this stuff. Anyway, ta-ra, thanks for watching.